Hi everyone, welcome to Alternavita. I hope you're all doing well. This week I thought I would do a review of the Colostrum Market, and I thought you might find it interesting. Where is all of this heading? And it looks like the projected forecast is extremely lucrative. Who is it going to be lucrative for? I'm guessing that once you read this post, you'll realize, like I'm realizing, that such a jump in market value can only come from one avenue, and that is the growth of pharmaceuticals, colostrum being used as pharmaceuticals. And I did show one product last week, which is new. I think it was called BioBlock, a colostrum-based nasal spray. So I'm just going to be reading here, so bear with me because I think that makes it easier on everyone rather than me trying to remember everything. So this week's blog post is called The Colostrum Market and Trends is the first introduction. Mammalian colostrum, often referred to as liquid gold, is a prized reservoir of essential nutrients, growth factors, probiotics, prebiotics, antibodies, and various bioactive compounds. Bovine colostrum has emerged as a sought-after ingredient in the feed, food, and pharmaceutical sectors, with diverse forms now commercially accessible in numerous countries. Bovine colostrum is a key component in functional foods and supplements designed for athletes, human medicines, pet nutrition plans, and complementary feeds for specific livestock categories like piglets and calves. Typically constituting about 0.5% of the annual output in dairy breeds, the volume of bovine colostrum produced by a cow post-calving is relatively modest. Despite its limited availability, bovine colostrum commands a higher market value due to its exceptional nutritional properties. The demand for bovine colostrum continues to rise, outpacing other dairy byproducts. Nonetheless, detailed information about the market size for bovine colostrum in the food and pharmaceutical industries, along with insights into future developments, remains scant in scientific literature. This scarcity is attributed to industrial confidentiality and the relatively niche scale of the bovine colostrum business compared to other dairy products, rendering it specific, limited, and intended for a select audience. Excuse me a minute. This is a secretive industry. That was another way of putting that. Specific data on volume demand and market price trends for powdered bovine colostrum is unavailable. However, as of 2001, the global colostrum business was estimated to be approximately 15 million US dollars, with the global market at approximately 100 million. Projections from Transparency Market Research in 2021 anticipate a substantial growth, with expectations for the market to reach around 4 billion US dollars by the year 2027. So that ought to tell you a lot about why there is a proliferation of papers recent research papers and especially regarding pharmaceuticals and especially regarding infectious disease, which I didn't cover in this particular review, although it's in there, and there is a link in the second heading to this dairy research review. The interest in dairy industry and scientific communities in the beneficial properties of bovine colostrum is constantly increasing, with focuses on various species in multiple research fields. So the title of this paper, which will have the link after the introduction, is Invited Review, Bovine Colostrum, a Promising Ingredient for Humans and Animals, Properties, Processing Technologies, and Uses. So it was a little industry specific regarding how the quality is measured currently, and that is by IgGs specifically, and what's the word? Specifically, and that's the only quality control for the most part that is used, the measurement of IgGs. So in this paper, it covered functional foods and dietary supplements. Extensively studied for its nutraceutical properties, bovine colostrum is recognized as a valuable component for athletic performance and overall health. Clinical trials in the early 2000s highlighted bovine colostrum's positive impact on muscle mass, bone health, and immune resilience in adults. Despite limited evidence on body composition effects, bovine colostrum, rich in antibodies and growth factors, holds promise for sport and weight loss diets. Future research should delve into the dose response profiles and underlying mechanisms. Bovine colostrum with leptin and a lipid profile featuring 54% mono and polyunsaturated fatty acids is anticipated to offer adult consumers substantial benefits, including reduced gastrointestinal issues during physical activity. And then again, another huge expected market is infant formula. Bovine colostrum is a common ingredient in infant formula production, blended with other milk derivatives, following rigorous quality checks and standard procedures. Research indicates that optimal supplementation of bovine colostrum for infants, guided by age, timing, and dosage, can offer protective effects against gastrointestinal diseases like rotaviral diarrhea and necrotizing enterocolitis. While exclusive BC feeding is not recommended due to nutritional imbalances compared to human milk, using bovine colostrum as a supplement within established nutrition guidelines appears safe and beneficial. Gentle processing and pasteurization methods are crucial to preserve the synergistic bioactivity of immunoglobulins and other factors, making bovine colostrum a considered nutritional supplement for specific pediatric subpopulations. Supplementation with bovine colostrum is particularly suggested when mother's milk or donor human milk is unavailable or insufficient. Supporting therapies like probiotics, previously considered unsafe for and supporting therapies like probiotics previously considered unsafe for immunocompromised infants and children. What does that mean? It means that Combining colostrum with probiotics was previously considered unsafe, but now studies have shown that isn't true. So clinical use in the pharmaceutical industry, researchers extensively reviewed the positive effects and good tolerability of bovine colostrum products on gut health in adults, highlighting its protective role against cardiovascular diseases, colon cancer, and inflammatory bowel disease, along with its favorable impact on epithelial growth and repair. Bovine colostrum has shown efficacy in treating and preventing gastrointestinal diseases, immune system disorders, bone resorption, and allergies due to its rich composition of growth factors, nutrients, hormones, and paracrine factors that aid in mucosal healing. Additionally, bovine colostrum modulates immune system function, enhances lymphocyte subsets, macrophages, and dendritic cells, and increases regulatory cytokines like IL-10. Animal models and human trials further confirm bovine colostrum's efficacy in conditions like inflammatory bowel diseases and infectious diarrhea. Recent systematic reviews underscore bovine colostrum benefits on intestinal and respiratory recovery without adverse effects, attributing this to its immune system enhancement and modulation capabilities. Moreover, bovine colostrum has been utilized for topical tissue and mucosa repair, wound healing, and in various clinical settings, such as urogynecology, dietary supplementation for older adults, and supporting therapy for critically ill patients. Studies also suggest bovine colostrum's potential in increasing neutrophil counts in leukemia patients, reducing acute diarrhea in infants, and alleviating enteric inflammation in exposed children, and improving pulmonary function in children with respiratory allergies. While some gaps in evidence exist, particularly regarding BC's role in infectious and in vulnerable populations and in disease prevention, changes in the gut microbiome post-BC administration underscore its potential in preventing infections and diseases like colorectal cancer, warranting further well-designed prospective studies in varied clinical and non-clinical contexts. So, conclusion. Sorry, I didn't want to lose my voice. In dairy species, colostrum is primarily intended for feeding the neonate. In the case of cattle, bovine colostrum shows nutraceutical properties and proven benefits that make it a very promising ingredient to be incorporated in foodstuffs and supplements, stimulating the interests of both the food and pharmaceutical industries. The interest in bovine colostrum is increasing year on year, particularly for medical science applications for curative purposes. There is room to promote the use of BC in the dairy industry, but in parallel, research is needed to explore the properties of this matrix and define specific quality standards and sampling protocols. Moreover, indirect assessment of BC quality, including IgG concentration, through infrared tools is feasible, considering the promising prediction accuracy. Being able to determine and monitor the bovine colostrum composition will translate into the possibility to set up a payment system for suppliers in future times. Finally, with the price of colostrum rising, the risk of compromising health and welfare of young stock is not negligible. as the willingness to sell colostrum could take over. The scientific community is invited to discuss the possibility to modulate and monitor the offering of bovine colostrum as through a quota-like system. Above all, stakeholders of the dairy chain must cooperate horizontally to ensure proper destination of bovine colostrum within the farm and to support related decision-making. In the future outlook, given the considerable variability in bovine colostrum composition, standardized powdered bovine colostrum processing proves challenging. Ongoing research is essential to enhance our understanding and management of bovine colostrum variations. Issues like supply, consistency, and calf welfare implications further complicate matters, with some cattle breeds not producing sufficient bovine colostrum for immediate calf needs. Seasonal factors may impact bovine colostrum delivery to processing plants, and ethically there's a risk of BC production becoming a business opportunity, potentially affecting young stock welfare. To safeguard animal health, international regulations should be established to ensure quality preservation without compromising welfare amid rising bovine colostrum market prices. So in other words, because of the lucrative and rising market, there's going to be a risk of bovine colostrum not being able to meet its first potential, which is the health of animals. And there might be a temptation to forego the health of animals in favor of selling the colostrum at a higher market value on the market for functional foods or pharmaceuticals. And by the looks of things, that is what it looks like is leading to this review. And the warnings due to the unbelievable exponential growth of the market, which I would like to point out further highlights that there's a demand, and the demand is because of the number of non-breastfed children in the United States primarily, which reached a high of 90% as of 2005. So that's a projected growth of 90% in gastrointestinal and autoimmune conditions in particular. So that is what is driving the demand for human consumption, as well as infant formula. Because as of now, as of about 2016, infant formula could no longer substantiate previous claims as compared to breast milk. So there's a lot of things driving this extreme growth potential. And I didn't even though it's in this article, I didn't even cover the infectious disease market outlook, and because there are several articles I did not from PubMed that are new research papers that I did not publish regarding infectious disease and the use of colostrum as a vaccine. So I didn't even cover that part of the article, and I don't know if even though it's in there, it has its own heading, and you can look it up if you desire. But the list of infectious diseases is quite long, and so that's one reason why I didn't cover it. But okay, that's where it's going, and there are many factors driving this future growth. The number of non-breastfed children, the projection of gastrointestinal and autoimmune conditions, as well as other conditions like cancer, infectious disease, and the necessity to make infant formula that is actually healthy and not dangerous as it is now in comparison to breast milk. So those are a lot of, in addition to its safety profile, that's one of the major draws of using bovine colostrum is its efficacy and safety. So there are a lot of things driving this. Demand, potential, market value, and just the fact that it's excess colostrum is already pretty much considered a waste product. Therefore, for dairy farmers, it would behoove them to look into this market and increase their own earnings. Okay, everyone, that's it for this week, and I think you'll find that article useful. If for nothing else, it teaches you a little more about colostrum, and it has a lot of good information in it. Okay, have a great week, everyone. I'll see you next time. Bye.